Titanfall 3 Hopes and Dreams. This video is opinion based. This is what I think, speculate and want from Titanfall 3. None of this is confirmed during the production of this video. Before you correct me or start complaining about something, remember this is only my opinion. If you want to reach Respawn, then post it on Reddit or Twitter. Thank you. Tell me, what do you think when you see this? Do you feel the depth? What about this? Can you feel the scale? This is Titanfall, an interstellar warfare between two sides, one fighting to maintain order and control of the frontier, while the other tries to secure and protect it. It's not pretty, it's war. The first Titanfall has a harsh and downright dirty military look, which I personally love. You can easily attach yourself to the characters in the world. It feels believable for some reason. Titanfall 1 gave you the feeling of power. It felt like you were the one in control. Titanfall 2, however, doesn't really follow these principles. Titanfall 2 goes for a more fast-paced arcade look compared to Titanfall 1. This might be because of Titanfall 2's default color correction and grain filter, which makes me sad. You can change this of course, but to do that you'll have to modify the game files, which is not only annoying for those who don't know, but it alienates everyone who plays on any other platform than PC. So in short, bring back the art style of Titanfall 1. This might sound like I'm just talking out of nostalgia and that this is how I remembered it, but no. I went back and played Titanfall 1 and it reminded me why I love Titanfall so much. Oh, by the way, something I would really like to request is the ability to remove the HUD. You know what, forget everything I said, Respawn, just add this and I would be over the moon. The ability to remove the HUD is literally the only thing I'm asking for. Titans are the things that make Titanfall. Titans are designed to be the future of battle equipments or more dynamic and more acrobatic battle tanks. Titans were designed to be something that made the player feel powerful, not just as an upgrade or an extension of the pilot gameplay. So what should they look like? Honestly, I like the designs of the newer Titans and how they differ from each other cosmetically. Something that would be cool, however, would be the ability to change small appearances on the Titans depending on what kit they had equipped. But honestly, there isn't a lot of things to improve with the Titans' appearance. But something that would be cool would be the ability to change the name on the core. What I mean by this is that you have the ability to change your Titan's name. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have an Atlas Titan I want to call TC0514, and every time I embark a Titan it will say something like "Greetings pilot, TC0514, ready for combat." This might sound absurd for the voice actors to record all different combinations, but they don't have to. All they have to do is record each letter in the alphabet and all numbers up to 9, and then Respawn can chop them up so it fits the name of the Titan. Something I would love to see alongside this is the return of the OS voices from Titanfall 1. But why am I so stuck up on the voices of the Titans? Well, it's because the Titans in the first game felt like it was your own. From Yves' butler-like behavior,
"Welcome back, pilot. I've kept the seat warm for you."
Vanessa's caring mother-like tone,
"Auto-ejecting. Your safety is my top priority."
and finally Sid's Terminator-like attitude.
"Enemy forces, lay down your arms. You will not be asked again."
They never felt like they were just another Titan of the assembly line. They felt unique, which sadly Titanfall 2's Titan doesn't really do. While we're on the subject of player customization, let's go to the other side of the spectrum. If Titans are the bread of Titanfall, then pilots are sure the butter. Honestly, I've always loved the appearance of the pilots. Everything from their helmets, to the jump kits, to the boots. And honestly, I think both games have some brilliant model work. Respawn. The person who came up with the idea of making robotic pilots deserves a promotion. It's fantastic. Even though I love the pilots with all my heart, there's something I've always wanted since Titanfall 1. The possibility to change the pilot's helmet. There are so many cool helmet designs and I would love to switch between them. An argument that Respawn has held against different models in Titanfall 2 is the ability to extinguish different pilots and titans from each other for a more competitive reason. Even though I don't really agree with this argument, I understand and respect it. But even then, there is a solution to this. They can be grouped like in Titanfall 1. Based on what weapon you carried, you had a specific theme for your pilot. Here are some examples. Pilots with assault rifles had normal helmets, pilots with close quarter combat weapons had a helmet that revealed their faces, and finally, snipers who had multiple cameras on their faces. If the custom helmets followed this formula, it would be refreshing to make the pilots more personal, but it would still make pilots extinguishable. It's hard to criticize the modeling work in Titanfall 1 and 2. There is no weapon that I can think of that is plain ugly. They all feel unique and special. The awesome idea of letting players decide what color and pattern the guns and pilots themselves are is fantastic, though there are some minor inconveniences. The most popular color patterns are Stoic and the DLC skins. The others are, well... The sad thing is that the majority of the skins look like either vomit or wallpaper. There are some excuses, but not enough to balance it out. So what could fix this? What about paint mashing? What if you could mix different color patterns with each other? Look at this example. Here's a car with both Stoic White and Militia Woodland. This would make the weapons and paints feel more fresh for longer, as well as letting players explore more creative combinations. IMC or Militia, we can all agree that the characters in the Titanfall universe have a special place in our hearts. Something I love from the first game is that there are multiple people giving you orders during the match. One giving you battle predictions and status reports, while the other is alerting you when your Titan is ready for Titanfall and when it's been destroyed. It kept the characters' voice lines fresh the whole time. For you who hasn't played the first game, it was like the last resort in the frontier defense mode. Though something that irritated me a lot was that it never felt like you got to play the faction you wanted. And it is here Titanfall 2 shines. In Titanfall 2 you get to choose what faction you want to play as, instead of having a 50-50 chance of getting the faction you want to play as. This also introduced a lot of new characters, which is great. Though this felt off. It kind of lost the charm of the factions from the first game. I'm not saying that Respawn made a mistake, no. It's a fantastic idea. Though it kind of gets old after a while. Sometimes I get deaf to their voices because I've heard them so many times. So what should Titanfall 3 do? Well, first of all, revert back to the formula with the battle predictions and Titanfall announcers, like in the first game. Also, I think one of the best ways to deal with this problem is to let the players choose the different factions, though only letting them choose between the IMC and the Militia. Then, depending on the game mode, they will work for a specific faction. As an example, in Bounty Hunt, on the Militia side you will work for Barker, and on the IMC side you will work for General Martyr. In Attrition you will work for Marauder Corps on the Militia's behalf and the Apex Predators on the IMC's. This could lead to some interesting match intros like in Titanfall 1's campaign mode. Here, take a look.
Fish, start playback.
That distress call was 4 hours old. Okay, first squad on the ground. They have eyes on the distress signal coordinates.
What do you see, 3-2? Anything by the tower?
Nothing. The tower looks abandoned. We got dead colonists in the streets. No sign of the others.
Got it. Pilots, let's find out what the hell happened here. Fan out through the village and we'll meet up by the south gate. Be careful down there.
Sir, we haven't found any militia. Just a handful of civilians.
Copy that. Keep looking.
But I like the way these Spectres kill, eh? Next-gen automated infantry's the future, but taking out a bunch of civilians is hardly a test.
Sir, it looks like militia ships. They're deploying ground forces at the north end of the village.
But that's a real threat. Deploy 3 more racks of Spectres.
Get those other Spectres online. We've got militia pilots moving in.
Something that has been discussed since the release of Titanfall 2 is the first-person animations, while embarking, disembarking, and executing as well. Honestly, I think Respawn is already on the move. That might be the reason why they're hiring animators to work on different projects. If you ask me, I'd love to be able to switch between the first and third person animations. I think Titanfall would benefit of that. But honestly, I have not so much more to comment on, maybe a little more motion captured animations, but that's up to Respawn to decide. I would love to have some time to talk with other players before we start a match and a little bit after. It's just a request. It would be cool to have some form of day-night cycle, like there's X% chance of the map taking place in night, morning, day, evening and so on. And of course, if you have any suggestions on what you want in Titanfall 3, then spread your thoughts on Reddit. Respawn is extremely active there, and who knows, one of your posts might be seen and have an impact on the development. And with that said, thank you for watching and take care.